Hello again and welcome to Channel 12's coverage of boys soccer, a Tri-Metro Conference matchup between Brooklyn Center and St. Agnes. Hello again, everybody. I'm Wally Langfellow along with Sig Ligry on a blustery gray day here at Brooklyn Center High School, Sig. And, we went from summer to winter. We skipped autumn and we have a very cool, windy day. How will it affect play today?
Well, it's going to be a major factor because the wind is blowing from the near side to the far side across the field. So any kind of shot going towards the goal area, you're not going to know which direction it's going to go. The keeper's going to have a complete nightmare because they aren't going to know where the ball is going to go either. So it could be a very interesting game in terms of the wind. That's going to be a major factor.
And the other interesting part of this game, neither team has a victory in the conference yet. They are both 0 for the season. So both of them would like to get on the board today.
Oh, absolutely. Both teams are 0-9 in the conference. St. Agnes is 2-10 overall. Brooklyn Center is 0-12 overall. They've been playing well lately. They just can't finish, can't get enough scoring. They've given up a lot of goals over the year. But yes, they do want to finish up strong. One of them wants to get the victory in the conference, and they're going to be trying hard.
All right, well, nobody wants to go home cold and with a loss. We'll see who goes home with the victory. We're back with all the play-by-play and color of today's Brooklyn Center St. Agnes matchup right after this timeout.
So many kids' activities today seem to leave out the activity part. New research tells us that just getting children to walk an extra 35 minutes a day could spare them the pain of thinning bones later in life. Encourage your kids to get up, get out, and get moving.
Hello. Hey, Grandma, how about another grape soda?
A public service message on building strong bones for kids from the Pediatric Orthopedic Society of North America and the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons.
Just a reminder, kids who participate in high school activities tend to go a little farther than those who don't. Take part. Get set for life.
We are just about set to go here. The Centaurs dressed out in their home whites with the purple trousers and trim. And the Aggies of St. Agnes in the red uniforms with the white trim. You see the overall records for both clubs. This is the season finale for both of these teams in the regular season, with section playoffs beginning next weekend. We are underway with Brooklyn Center controlling the ball here first. And I guess one of the first things that kind of jumped out at me, Sig, because we've done so many games now the last several years where you're on artificial surface. This is one of the few grass surfaces that's left in the West Metro.
Yes, it is, and it's dry and it's very hard, which means the ball's going to roll a lot. Of course, as I said before, the biggest factor is going to be the wind.
And as you said, I mean, really and truly, just the lack of rain that we have had over the last couple of months has really led to that. In goal for the Centaurs, Tommy Rupp, the senior. And he see how much action he sees today. Of course, Brooklyn Center head coach Andy Kelly's hoping that he sees little or none. Brooklyn Center's, that's Juan Sanchez. Ball played ahead there by St. Agnes. Nice stop on the part of Fonseca, Ulysses Fonseca. And ahead comes Sergio Pena.
Trying to find an opening and then leaves it behind.
Drop there for Michael Vang, one of the co-captains on the club this year. Here's the chase. Sanchez with it, with the shot. Oh, I think he was trying to pass that out in front as opposed to the shot. It looked like he was shooting it initially, but
he's trying to get a crossover, but didn't quite connect.
Played back out to midfield. And back it goes to Javon Shinoiki. And out over the touchline. And I suspect we're going to see that quite a bit, where the ball heads a direction and then it just keeps going with that wind.
It'll just keep going forever.
The wind and the surface, combination of the two.
Right. I wouldn't say it's windy here, but I saw Dorothy's house go flying by a few minutes ago.
There's tumbleweed in Brooklyn Center. Something you don't see very often. And again, all the way to the other side, and you saw it. Look at the, well, look at the flag. I mean, it is, Betsy Ross would be busy because that thing might be torn up by the end of the day. And so a throw in here on the near side for Peter Collins. And out over the touchline. Actually, that's Brian Clavel with it. Brian just a sophomore on the club this year. Shinoiki misses. Nice attempt there by Fonseca to send it back. And although the ball hasn't really been much down in the offensive end for Brooklyn Center, up until this point they have had most of the offensive control. Just moving the ball against this wind, I think. I think that's the biggest factor right now.
Yeah, it is, and to their benefit also, keeping on the ground, keeping it low, take advantage of the surface as it is. And there comes the tricky parts, the goal kicks and the punts.
Probably a good idea by Tommy Rupp to put that thing on the ground.
Yeah, that's a smart thing to do right there. Bring it up to your defense, let them bring it up.
Although you may at some point, instead of just passing it to one of the defensemen, maybe you see him just tee it up right on the ground and just try to keep it low but hit it hard and long.
There's a nice takeaway by the defense.
Good job by Vang. Fonseca ahead now near side to Pena. Nice little move by Pena, and he's tripped up, and we'll have our first foul of the contest. And it'll be a free kick for the Centaurs. Just underway here from Brooklyn Center High School. Glad to have you along on Channel 12's coverage of boys high school soccer, this Tri-Metro regular season finale between St. Agnes and Brooklyn Center. And again, out over the touchline and a throw in on this near side for Clavel. And he had a little bit of trouble getting it where he wanted it, and St. Agnes gains control of the ball. And out this time, I believe, oh boy, I thought that was last touched by a Centaur, but apparently not.
It ricocheted off the St. Agnes player. And the Aggies now trying to bring it up. Being bothered in the middle.
That's Mike Garcia who sends it ahead for the Aggies. Goes a little bit too long and chased down by Fonseca again. Well, Ulysses Fonseca has been all over the place here in the early going. Nifty little move again there by Garcia, wearing number 8. And the throw in here, that'll be Josh Bittner on the throw in for the Aggies.
And that's bounced right back out again. We'll do it again.
So it's Bittner throwing it in. And there's a foul. Now we're going to have a free kick. Now, this is a dangerous spot for a free kick here, Coach.
Yes, it is. This is a good opportunity here for the Aggies with the set play.
Brooklyn Center defense all lined up. You can see them at the bottom of your, or at the right of your screen there, lined up right in front of the ball, trying to prevent a shot right at the net.
See if he hooks this. Yep, he does.
Looking for the header or the tip in, and he got neither.
Let's see it again. Nice hook on the ball. Trying to get over to his forwards and not able to connect, and the ball goes over the end line for a goal kick.
So it'll be Tommy Rupp putting it into play, and this time he does what we talked about a little earlier, just boots it low and on the ground, trying to get it ahead out of his own end. Throw in for the Aggies. That was Zimmerman throwing it in.
Improper throw in. We'll turn it over.
Right. Now, the other thing that is kind of, I think, particularly maybe St. Agnes, is you might not be used to is when you're on the natural surface now, the lines are kind of grayed out. It's not as distinct as when you're on the artificial surface where nothing, the green is as green as it is and the white is as white as can be. Or the yellow lines in this case.
Nice recovery there. A little bit of a push, but no foul called, advantage called.
Pedro Ferrer loses it for BC. Regained control there by the Aggies. Garcia always seems to be around the ball here in the early going. That's Pena chasing for BC now.
Tried to redirect, but it hit center referee Brian Wood instead. And as we were saying, the ball goes way downfield. The Aggies bringing the ball in quickly, poked away there by number 9, Pena.
Boy, you can just see it as how the difficulty in moving the ball up and down the field, because there is nothing long going on at all. Nothing in the air. It's got to be low. And then it's out of control because of the speed of the surface.
It just goes a lot further than you think. Nice recovery here by
That's Collins.
Hernandez.
And now Hernandez, Jesus Hernandez. And he loses it out, but at last touched by the Aggies, so they'll throw it in. Clavel. Hernandez right out in front, and a missed opportunity there as Pedro Ferrer had come right in front of the net and could not get to it.
This will be a throw-in deep in the Aggie zone by the Aggies. Brooks are trying to pick it off, and
yeah, putting some.
They got it.
Yeah, some good defensive pressure there. They regained possession of the ball. Nice job by the Centaurs.
And this is what I talk about, the goalkeeper's nightmare. When that ball goes up in the air, you have no idea where it's going to come down.
Collins, the last man to touch it. It'll be a goal kick for the Centaurs, or for the Aggies, rather.
And we have some substitutions coming in. I think in this match is you want to be on the field, not on the bench.
Boy, that's for sure.
A nice deep kick.
Aggies move towards midfield. Picked up there by Garcia. He sends it ahead. Right out in front, and Rupp has the easy save. So first shot on goal for the Aggies.
Sergio, slide that way. It's hard to get the ball.
And that's going to be last touched by Hernandez, and it goes back over to the Aggies. No score here as we approach the 29-minute mark, 10 minutes into the contest here.
You can see the officials' flags blowing in the breeze. That's not a breeze anymore. It's
no, that's a gale force wind at this point, Coach. Boy, and we'll have to get a shot when we can of the players on the bench and how bundled they are. I mean, 24 hours ago it was 80 degrees, and now it's in the 40s.
It's in the 40s.
Wow.
Yeah, sustained winds at 30, gusts up to 45.
There's a shot of them all bundled up. That's the Aggies bench, and Brooklyn Center's bench looks about the same, except that they're all sitting. There you see the Centaurs getting some instruction.
Yeah, but they brought jackets. The Aggies aren't.
They look like they're prepared. They might have stolen those from the football team. They went in and got the big jackets.
Absolutely.
A good move.
Battle for here in the middle. And the Aggies have it now, taken right back by the Centaurs.
Ahead with it, that's Tommy Montoya for the Aggies. Ahead now on that far side.
I think he overstepped that ball, and I think we're going to have a throw in here.
And a substitution into the contest comes William Jensen for St. Agnes. And Agnes struggling this year. The boys soccer program has had its struggles the last couple of years getting victories, but that's not true of all their sports. Of course, they're very good boys basketball program and other programs.
Well, we're talking to the coaches before the game. It said that the Aggie team has really played well lately. They just haven't been able to score much. Another throw for St. Agnes.
I mean, literally, it sounds like there is a freight train coming through the bleachers here. It is, the wind is blowing so hard. There's another good look at that flag.
This is KC, or Mr. Collins, coming number 2, along with Freddie Morales.
And it'll be a throw-in for the Centaurs as they wait for all those substitutions to get into place. Carcola Collins, and he is just a 7th grader.
Yeah, there are some young players on both teams. I guess.
And well, as the Aggies have a 7th grader on the roster as well.
Like I said, there's 2 7th graders on the field and a few 8th graders also. So young team. Both are pretty young. So opportunity for some good building blocks. Here come the Centaurs with a break on the outside.
That's Hernandez. And Hernandez, as he plays it ahead, is broken up, and it will be a throw-in on that far side for the Centaurs. Let's see if they can make something of this. Michael Vang will throw it in.
And this is a narrow field, so you see what that wind does. Yeah, that's a good visual of the impact of the wind.
Blew that thing about 10 feet to the left. And again, the wind just pushing the ball straight out of bounds. I mean, you mentioned it before the contest. The wind is blowing straight across the field. I'm curious to see a corner kick from this side.
Oh, that's going to go.
I want to see one of those.
It's going to end up in Brooklyn Park.
Yeah.
Oh.
You're going to have to be a light touch if it's going to be effective, that's for sure. Oh, it's just amazing how much that ball is blowing around.
Here's an opportunity.
Oh.
First shot on goal for the Centaurs. That goes off the keeper. It'll be
a goal kick. But Fonseca with a nice left-footed shot there.
Oh, never mind. There was a foul. That's why.
So the foul must have occurred prior to that kick. So technically no shot on goal.
Correct. We'll have to have Willie change that.
Aggies trying to move upfield with it. Played back into the St. Agnes zone.
Ooh, almost a dangerous kick on there.
Nice move by Garcia. Garcia still with the ball, plays it ahead, and it's going to roll right into the hands of Tommy Rupp. And Rupp finding out what a high punt will do. Actually, wasn't as bad as I thought.
No, it wasn't.
It got pushed that direction, but he had some distance on it.
I think he found a lull in the wind.
Yeah.
And Centaurs move it up via throw-in.
And again on that far side, going out over the touchline, so a throw-in again. That's Eduardo Torres for the Centaurs. Now it's Garcia again. Garcia with a nifty move to get it ahead. Goes a little bit too far. And so the Centaurs will be back throwing it in again. No score here. 23 minutes, just about midway through this first half. The Aggies have had 1 shot on goal, and officially Brooklyn Center has had none.
But they've been moving the ball pretty good. They've gotten some opportunities, but not able to cash in or set up a quality shot.
Yep, they've had a couple of crosses that have gone too far, carried by the wind, out of play. And really, for the most part, as I mentioned in the early going, play has been at this end.
Yes, it has. And they have a free kick here that goes all the way, almost all the way to the keeper.
Garcia comes up with it again. He's got like a magnet on his foot. The ball always seems to be on number 8's foot.
Here's a race for the ball, and then Rupp wins that one.
Rupp sends it along now to Shinoiki. Ahead it goes on the near side to Freddie Morales for BC. He loses it, and guess who's got it again?
Must be Garcia.
It has to be. Garcia along that far side.
That ended up being a 0 distance.
Oh.
Net distance 0.
Yes. Well, I'm just watching the trees, and later on at some point we'll get a look at that. The trees across the street and the yards of the houses that are across the street. Just kind of keep looking up at those and how they're just pushing and pushing and pushing. The wind is relentless. So be thankful that you are sitting in the comfort of your home or wherever it may be watching this on television. Unless you are a sailor or an avid kite flyer, this is not your weather.
I wouldn't be sailing in this stuff.
Yeah, well, at about 30 degrees in this wind,
right.
And it might be some fun.
I can imagine trying to tack into this.
Yeah, it's.
As you watch your sail get ripped off the mast.
I was going to say, you've heard of bottoms up?
Yep. What's the name of your boat? Bottoms up.
Bottoms up. Done that a few times. Here's Garcia again.
Nice pass.
Garcia, he has a nose for the ball. There's just no question. It finds him, but he finds it as well. There's a shot that is blocked. Nice defensive play. Whacked out of there by BC. Picked up on the near side by Morales. Morales trying to come out of the zone with it, and the ball actually rolls up and hits the tripod of one of our cameras. You can see how close they were there. Kudos to our crew standing out in the breeze today, trying to bring you the great pictures that they are. Toss in by Potvin. A little bit too far for Hernandez, and the Aggies play it the other way. Garcia again. Picked off there by Sanchez. Away they go. Hernandez.
Trying for a breakaway. It's 2-on-3.
Hernandez still with it. Hernandez fights off the defense. He shoots. It hit the crossbar.
Oh, my.
Oh, what a great shot by Hernandez. And what you got to like about that is the physicality of that play. I mean, he was not going to be stopped.
Here, we see it again. He's going after the ball, gets around the defender, gets in front of him, then takes a left-footed shot, and then just right off the crossbar.
What a great move.
Oh, I bet you he wishes he had that one back. And we also encountered a foul in the process against Brooklyn Center. Here's a free kick for St. Agnes.
And using the breeze to their advantage, sending it down that far sideline, and it just rolled forever. It was about an 80-yard kick if you're keeping score.
And now they'll try the right side.
This is Ferrer again. Play whistle down and improper throw in, I believe.
Yep, looks like it changed hands. So.
And we are going to have a stoppage in play here, an injured player on the field. That's Cummings for the Aggies.
And they don't want to lose him. Cummings is one of their better players.
trainers from both sides coming out to tend to him.
I think they're going to find out what the problem is and probably bring him over to the sideline.
Well, depending on when you are watching this telecast or replay thereof, 24 hours earlier it was 80 degrees. It's just amazing.
It was. Then coming in number 15 for St. Agnes, that's Nick Vance replacing Cummings.
Cummings talking to him, see if it was something related, a head-related injury. Probably going through all the necessary questions first.
Yep.
Well, that's exactly what's happening there. Hopefully he'll be all right. All the coaches going through the necessary concussion training, which is mandated now these days.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great idea.
Yep, no question. Back in the day, we used to say your bell was getting rung. Well, we're a little smarter than that these days, hopefully.
We hope so, yeah. St. Agnes gets the throw-in. And again.
Boy, they have been called on that. That's the second or third time.
Third time.
Yeah. Can't have that.
No, it's not a good turnover.
And they've just gone through you're looking at Cummings again. They've just gone through a litany of tests for him where he's making sure that he is good to go. I know he's telling them I'm ready to go, but
of course,
competitor would do that. But at the same time, coach has to make sure that he is passing all the tests, and that looks to be the case. Here's Garcia.
Nice move there on the feet up.
Ferrer plays it back the other way, and it's booted ahead by the Aggies. I don't have a number 15 on. Oh, I do. That's Nick Vance. Not going to go too deep into this. We've got alphabetical roster, not numerical, which is.
It's a test.
It is. You got to scan your. You know, scan your roster a little extra. Take a little extra time. No problem. Collins loses it. Picked off by Garcia. Here comes Garcia again. Garcia with a nifty move to play it ahead.
Go ahead. You're the man that needs the.
Well, I'm just trying to share. We have just been given a numerical roster. I like it.
Wally is happy now.
Just change the job description a little bit here. Chased down now by Sanchez, coming along that near sideline, trying to keep it in play. Good job by Sanchez. Drops it off for Hernandez.
Nice play. Nice passing here.
Pena. There's Sanchez. Oh, and that one goes off a defender. Still some good pressure by the Centaurs here. And again, that they have, Coach Kelly has to be pleased with what he's seen in this first half as far as ball control and keeping the pressure on.
Look at this great passing here. Hernandez beats it up front to Cisse and gets a shot off, but hits a defender. Now another opportunity.
And the Aggies are happy to just knock it out of play and have the Centaurs throw it in against that wind. And that is one thing that you're throwing in against that wind. There's not much advantage over there.
No, you don't have any confidence where the ball's going to go.
Exactly.
And we'll have another throw-in.
That's Ferrer on that far side. Shot taken, just kind of comes back out front. Picked up there by Pena. Pena has it taken off his foot. Pena stays with it now. The header towards the net and scooped up. Barely, but it was scooped up, and we'll have a goal kick here. Twarski with a nice save. And he punts it. And the Centaurs regain control, as they have for much of this first half. And it'll be out over the touchline and a throw-in for the Aggies. No score on the board.
And the good news is Cummings is back in, number 3.
That's good to see, and he's immediately in the thick of the action there. Picked off by Shinoiki. And out over the touchline, and a throw in for the Centaurs rather, on the near sideline. We'll see Larrick Potvin throw it in. Blowing into his hands, keeping his hands warm. Nice job by Hernandez.
Garcia sends it up.
And Rupp comes up and grabs it. Good job by Tommy Rupp. There's that kick I've been looking for,
Yep.
Coach. That one right there.
That's the one. You want it low and hard.
Yep. Here come the Aggies again, and Rupp comes up and says nope. And he's going to do it again. This one, I think he got some air under it, and the wind not too big of a factor. That's Clavel on the far side for the Centaurs, but it'll be a throw-in for the Aggies. And out over the touchline, and so we'll go the other direction.
Yeah, they try to get the ball in quickly, but didn't go to the right place.
No. Clavel throws it on ahead, and Aggies throw in. Coming in for the Aggies, that's Dimitri Rack-Gilbertson. And he is just a freshman. Out comes Tom Montoya.
Aggies trying from the far side. Over the end line will be another goal kick.
So Rupp will put it back into play.
It was a nice kick.
Yep. And pushed out over the touchline, but a throw in for Brooklyn Center. Last top touched by the Aggies, so Brooklyn Center with a chance to advance again here. Onto the foot of Potvin. Drop for Sanchez. Round it goes to Hernandez, who sends it ahead.
Yeah, try to get connected to Pena, but too many defenders in the way.
That's Michael Vang. Ferrer again.
And we'll go the other direction. That's the way it's been in this first half. Is
very much so.
Yeah, between the 20-yard lines.
I think something's going to give here. There's a shot, and it was nearly right there. That one just kind of wind-aided and blew off to the right, and so Twarski only had to watch it, kind of guide it with his eyes.
See a nice high kick. This is what you really want to do. You want a nice high kick, and let the goalkeeper try and figure out what's going to happen to it in the wind.
Yeah. Nice job putting that one back out into play beyond midfield. Boy, just barely touching that thing, rocketed off that fence on the far side. I mean, Man. Here's an opportunity for the Aggies coming the other way. And Garcia watches it go out over the goal line. I think we've got our first corner here.
Looking over at the stat sheet, first corner kick goes to the Aggies, and they'll be kicking into the wind.
See how they play this. And, of course, it's our friend Garcia with the kick.
He's going to curve it in.
Garcia puts it in nicely right out in front. A shot, a beautiful save by Rupp.
Oh, that was pretty.
Wow. Tommy Rupp did a nice job of not overcommitting. Watch it again, and he just stays with it, does not overcommit either way. Look at this.
Nice position, and he gets up there, and
he got some help from the fact they kicked it right into his belly on that rebound.
That does help. Good save.
Great job by Tommy Rupp. Centaurs
back on the move.
It's Michael Vang. Here comes Garcia the other way. Poked away from Garcia.
Yeah, you can only do that so many times, and Collins will get in there and poke it away.
Boy, they surrounded Garcia that time. Garcia's looking around and says, "Where are my teammates?"
No, he's looking at the referee. What didn't you call that?
Okay.
I think he was looking for a foul call, but didn't get it.
He had no teammates around him either. There are 4 Centaurs surrounding him.
And it's probably not a bad move because he's been handling the ball quite a bit in the first half. And Jesus Hernandez coming back in. Collins gets a break.
Nice play ahead there by Johnny Mueller, but ball was apparently already out. Aggies again. There's Garcia. Garcia sends it ahead. Centaurs reverse direction. Hernandez. Too far for Peter Collins. And out over the touchline, it'll be a Centaurs throw-in for Ferrer. Back the other way they come. The Aggies. For the Aggies, that's Gilbertson. Played ahead and out over the touchline, so it'll be a throw-in for the Aggies. So the clock winding down as we approach the 6-minute mark now. Still no score. A couple of opportunities, but nothing in the back of the net yet. For both teams, for that matter. That's Malik Cisse who sends that one ahead for the Centaurs. Garcia has it taken away by Ferrer. And out of the touchline, throw in for Cisse. Gets it into Vang. Back out to midfield.
There's a 4-on-2 break if they can get the ball in, but St. Agnes defense is right there to break it up. Okay, Garcia again.
And that one ricochets onto the foot of Brooklyn Center's Fonseca. Ahead to Sanchez. Sanchez moves it along the near sideline to Pena. Pena coming in 3-on-2 here. Pena tripped up as he goes towards the net. No whistle. Play continues.
Right. That was a clean tackle. Defender hit the ball first, and then they both went down.
Throw in, however, will be Brooklyn Center's on the near sideline here. It's Micah Ehlers with the throw in. Good job by Pena to keep it alive. Ehlers sends it ahead. Aggies have it.
Nice interception there by Hernandez of Centaurs. Whoa, yeah, that's not going to go.
No, that's Kieran Cummings back into the mix again. We saw him go down with a...
Yeah, he kind of threw his body at the player. And
you can see he had possible head injury before, but it was back in, checked out okay. There's the shot right out in front, and boy, just overrunning it there was Sanchez. He just missed. And the Centaurs have had some opportunities. Watch it again.
This is a nice pass coming deep. Just couldn't. Sanchez was right, just about to hug that up that foot near post.
Looked like it was about a foot or less above his left leg as he tried to kick that thing in.
Couldn't quite get his foot up there.
He's going to have to get up and do one of those mid-air scissor kicks.
And we also had a foul on that.
Throw in for the Aggies. Play whistled down. A substitution here. And it's an Aggie substitution, so it's nothing Brooklyn Center was trying to do.
And while we have the second, remind you the officials for this match: Brian Wood, center referee. Assistant ref 1 is Rick Latch, and far referee is Mark Weber. Garcia again.
Played out to midfield, picked up there by Pena. Pena loses the ball. Along the near sideline is Cummings, and
couldn't quite handle that one over.
No, so they're going to give the ball back to BC. Whacked there by Hernandez. Garcia for the Aggies. Garcia, the nifty little move to get around the defense. Oh, nice job staying with his defense, though, is Fonseca. Pass right out in front for Cummings. Boy, nearly shooting it the wrong way with his own net. I believe that was Ehlers who last hit that.
Yeah, I think so.
Let's see again. I know Mike obviously was, no, that wasn't Ehlers. That might have been Hernandez.
But St. Agnes does gain another corner kick.
Yes, and it's from this side this time. So wind at the backs. Let's see how this turns out with our friend Garcia putting it into play.
Should go long.
Kept it low to try and keep it out of the wind, and the wind just picks it up and drives it all the way to that far sideline. That and the slick surface.
Garcia again with the takeaway.
Here they come. Garcia.
He
has got 3 guys sitting out front. If he could somehow get it in there.
Cummings waiting for the ball, or calling for the ball, didn't get it.
I think by the time he got done with all the dribbling over there, it was a little late. The defense had responded. Whistled down. We're going to have a foul call, or what's the call? No.
Against St. Agnes, that's their 4th. Just under 30 seconds to go in the half.
So time winding down on half number 1 here. And thus far it has been scoreless. Both teams have had some opportunities, but nobody's been able to cash in quite yet. Centaurs at this point just trying to let the clock run out. And it probably will before they even get the ball back. So no score will be the score. 0-0 through 1 half here at a brisk and wind-struck Centaurs Field in Brooklyn Center. Our score at the half, it's Brooklyn Center, 0. St. Agnes, 0.
Listen to smoke before you give it a try. Only you. Don't play with matches. Don't play with fire. of a gorgeous force. It's what you desire. Don't play with matches. Don't play with fire. Yeah.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Fire.
An 18-year-old has been charged with a shooting that critically injured another person.
Last week, one of the vehicles disappeared from this lot in plain sight. Ultimate goal is to develop an app that gives the visually impaired turn-by-turn directions.
Event organizers say many of the fences here were about 20 years old and were in need of replacing.
Hits this one well out to left field, and that one's going to be in for a hit. It bounces to the fence. A run scores.
One half of soccer is in the books. No score on the board. St. Agnes and Brooklyn Center. Some opportunities in that first half, though, Sig. Both teams really did have some good chances. Let's take a look at them here. First, actually, most of these opportunities were at the Brooklyn Center end. The Centaurs getting a shot right off the left foot there of Shinoiki. And then a little bit later on, the pass, and
right.
Just not able to complete.
Right, that's the biggest thing in soccer, trying to get your team to finish. They have some really good passing, good opportunities, some good quality positions. Here's a nice corner coming in for St. Agnes, and Rupp right there at the right place at the right time and gets the rebound.
And then this one just missing over the outstretched leg of Juan Sanchez. You see the statistics relatively almost dead even with the exception of the corner kick.
So absolutely, it's 4 shots, 2 on goal, 4 fouls, and 2 for St. Agnes. And Brooklyn Center, 3 shots, 1 on goal, 4 fouls, and 0 corner kicks so far.
No score on the board. The tunes are pumping here. We'll be back and we'll pump the second half for you right after this timeout.
If you could see anything in the world, what would it be?
I'd love to see Paris.
I like to see cupcakes falling from the sky.
To save your vision in the years ahead, call your eye doctor for a comprehensive eye exam today. Then call 1-800-437-2423 or log on to seeabettertomorrow.org to learn about glaucoma and macular degeneration.
I just want to see more of the things I love.
No score, Aggies and Centaurs here from a blustery Brooklyn Center High School. All right, Coach, any words of wisdom for either club here as you head into the second half?
Well, both sides are playing pretty good defense. They've been collapsing on the ball well. I think offense, I would try to go from the outside in, do some passing, and create a little bit of havoc for the keeper. I would also try and get the ball up in the air, let the keeper try and fight that wind.
How would you use the wind? I mean, you've got, other than that, I mean, would you, the wind is blowing from the near sideline to the far sideline, from where the benches are to the far sideline. How would you use that as an offensive weapon?
You could shoot the ball to the left side of the post and let the ball carry over to the keeper, and then see if the keeper will figure out that the ball is going to change direction.
Yeah.
It's a confusion factor.
So Centaurs going the other direction here in the second half, trying to gain control. Garcia has it for the Aggies, however, right now. Garcia.
And the Aggies going from right to left on your screen. Garcia trying to poke it past the midfielders, and Centaurs come up with it.
That's Garcia again. And ahead it goes, and it is sent right back. Picked up there by Hernandez. And the throw in on the far side for the, and again, an improper throw in. It went over the line.
Went over the line.
Is that 4 now? Either improper throw-ins or stepping on the line?
5, I think.
5? Man.
Yeah, the last time we talked about was 3, and I've seen 2 since then.
All right.
That shouldn't be happening at this time of the year. See, Cummings now has a hat on.
Yes. Keep his ears warm, if nothing else. It would be easy to identify out there. Throw in for the Centaurs in that far corner. I believe that was Hernandez throwing it in. Ball comes all the way out to midfield. Gets up to Vang. And the Centaurs have changed goalkeepers, by the way, Coach. I look down there, I see Micah Ehlers is now in the nets.
I'm assuming he's going to give him playing time because Rupp is doing pretty good. He has some really good saves.
Yeah, Rupp had a pretty good first half.
Here we have the first free kick of the second half taken by the Centaurs.
Aggies trying to come out of their own end with it. Played back in there by Hernandez. Right back out it goes. Clavel, the sophomore, sends it ahead. Picked off by Collins, back onto the foot of the Centaurs. There's Rupp. Now running around.
Well, that's
a midfielder.
Yeah, that's the switch. Letting Rupp get out there and see if he can get something going. Rupp is number 12, by the way.
He is. You are correct.
Garcia down the line.
Garcia centers it.
Well, tried a return pass, but missed it.
Collins with the drop to Garcia. Garcia is manhandled, looking around again at the officials.
Yeah, that's Pedro Freire with a nice takeaway there.
Garcia could be a basketball player. Always looking at the officials.
one of your
one of my guys,
right.
yeah. Nah, I never looked at the officials. I just yelled at them and hid. Now what? Another
one? I think he was.
Well, they're gonna keep the ball, and the Brooklyn Center is gonna keep the ball though.
Right. I think he was in the wrong place.
Okay.
So referee Wood puts him back about 5 yards. Now another 3 or 4 yards, so he's off by 10 yards total.
Yeah. Understandable why they moved him.
Nice defensive header there by Shinoiki.
Played back ahead by the Aggies. Still to no avail. Here comes the Aggies again. A shot towards the goal, and Ehlers makes the save. His first of the contest. A left-handed toss. Looked like Kenny Stabler there. And the ball goes out of bounds.
It'll be a foul against Brooklyn Center.
So, free kick here for the Aggies. Peter Foley puts it up into the breeze, right onto the foot of Fonseca. Back out it comes near side, top side. This is Collins. Collins trying to move ahead with it now.
Doing a good job getting past the midfielder now. Tries a centering pass, but good defensive move there. And I don't see number 16 on the roster. Here he is, Berkey.
So a throw in here on the near side by Michael Vang.
This should be an advantage for Brooklyn Center because they got the wind to his back and it's a narrow field, so he should be able to place this in a pretty good area. He does. Cleared out by, oh, I thought they were going to clear it out. They didn't quite get there. It'll be a goal kick for St. Agnes.
That was Hernandez with the attempted shot at goal there. Went wide. And putting it back into play will be Peter Foley, senior defender for the Aggies. Kicks it right to Vang. And again out over the touchline.
Aggies again.
On the throw in, yeah, they're Kind of taking their time there. Played ahead and intercepted as they try to get it to Pena. Pena does come up with it now. Pena moves it out front. There's a shot towards the net, and it goes up over the top. Shot taken there by Vang. We have played just about 50 minutes of soccer and nothing on the board yet.
Well, it's tough to get quality shots in these conditions. Brooks Center again trying to get the ball in. It'll go over as a throw in for the Aggies.
So St. Agnes throw in on the far side. No score on the board. We are early here in the second half, about a quarter of the way through. Here's an opportunity for the Centaurs, and that shot goes awry, taken by Pedro Ferrer. Another goal kick for the Aggies. Low one goes right onto the foot of Ferrer. Ferrer sends it ahead. And
we'll try to get the return pass, and then to set something up, it misconnected.
No.
It should be. Oh, it is. It is.
Centaurs for BC, yep.
Nice play here. Oh, that was a pretty idea.
And
I like that.
Bounces right over the head of Hernandez. Good idea. Couldn't finish, though.
Right, yeah. Vang was just going to get a little pitch over the defender and went a little bit too far. Nice play.
Aggies throw in. There's Garcia battling for the ball for the Aggies. Can't come up with it that time. Aggies trying to move it ahead there. That's Cummings.
And he'll try and get that throw in quickly, but Centaur is ready for him.
Cummings loses his hat and has to go back and pick it up. Now he just throws it to the side. The heck with it. Kind of like the idea with him with the hat out there, like easily identifiable.
Yeah, you can spot him.
Yeah.
Aggies trying to set up their play. Picked off by Rupp.
You know, the 7th graders aren't so dumb.
No, they're.
Vincent Franzita went over, picked up that hat. The 7th grader for St. Agnes.
Put it on.
Put it on.
All right.
Give the kid some credit.
These guys could be management material.
He might only be 11 or 12 years old, but like you said, might be management material. There's a shot right out in front. Collins turns, fires, and a save. Wow. Boy, that was a rocket. And
you see it right there, the hard shot coming right here as he turns.
And Twarski just
kick saves it out for a corner. First corner in the second half.
And right in towards the net, and the header attempt by Rupp goes awry. Wow.
He was charging it in and didn't make good contact. Ends up being a goal kick. There's a look at number 12, Rupp.
Here it is again.
It's a nice deep. Watch this right here. He's running in, heads it, and it glances off the back of his head instead of his forehead.
Yeah, exactly. Not the right spot.
It was a nice slow motion shot. I like that.
Garcia with all the moves here.
See, what they're doing now is that Garcia starts to move. They're going to double team him.
Yeah, they watched it. They watched his circus in the first half. Now they are coming and surrounding him. They're not going to let him stand there and do that any longer.
See Vang watching him carefully. Pokes the ball out. It'll be a throw in for the Aggies.
There's Franzetta checks into the game. And it might be his first must be his first action of the afternoon. Number 4 is in. Number 16, you just saw Potvin back in for the Centaurs. And now what?
That should have been a trip.
Yeah. So Garcia sets it back, and the Foley and the Aggies will come forward with it now from midfield. Foley put some air underneath it.
There were a lot more white shirts than there were red shirts down there, and they come up with it.
Sure did. Pena. And here comes Pena. Pena sends it ahead now for Collins. Collins along the near side. Collins with a deep angle in the shot right across the crease.
He was having trouble keeping his balance, but he was off to the races.
Boy, I wonder, I know he kept going deeper and deeper. I wonder if he shouldn't have shot the ball right about there.
Yep, he lost his footing right there.
And then he had to force a bad angled shot and or pass, and didn't come through, but they have a corner here. So the second corner of the second half, and they've got the wind at their back. Let's see what happens here. And a header towards the net, and it is just out. Boy, you should see the frustration of Potvin there. He threw his hands in the air. Watch it again. Nicely placed corner.
It's a header, goes right past everybody, and then cleared over the end line by Morales to be a goal kick.
You see Potvin throw his hands on his head. It's like,
what do I have to do?
Yeah. So some good opportunities here in the second half. Still no bingos. 26.5 minutes to go, second half of play. And again, it's Foley. Almost out to midfield. Foley doing a good job on that kick. Hernandez. And back will go the other direction. And Collins' pass and or shot goes out over the touchline. Throw in for the Aggies, or goal kick rather for the Aggies. And once again, it'll be Foley. And that was Hernandez. Ball played ahead and then out over the touchline, so it'll be a throw in on that far side, and just a delay here as Nick Vance comes into the contest. Josh Bittner hanging on to the ball until all is well. Out goes William Jensen. Toss in controlled now by Garcia over there, and he loses it. Throw in for the Centaurs. Centaurs trying to get something going here. They've had a fairly productive second half, but still nothing to show for it. All the way across to the near side to Clavel.
Cummings trying to get down the sideline, and it goes over the touchline. It'll be a throw in for St. Agnes.
Aggies throw in. This is Kieran Cummings. Remember, he, of course, was the one who was banged up a little bit earlier, then was wearing a hat. Now he's neither, not wearing a hat, nor is he banged up.
Back in full action. Brooklyn Center again. They've been doing a really good job on these takeaways in the midfield.
Just have not been able to find that missing ingredient to get it into the net.
Yeah, it's trying to find that quality shot. At this stage of the game, I'd just say go ahead and send the ball in, go after it. Hope for a miscue.
It's sure looking like the first and only goal of this game will be the first and only goal of this game.
It may very well be that way. Neither side can figure out the other's defense.
Now looking ahead, just in case things do stay this way, there is overtime in regular season, and it is 2 5-minute periods.
Right.
Correct?
Correct. They have a short break at the end of the game, and they play a 5-minute overtime, no sudden death. And then they switch fields and they play 5 minutes of the other, and if it's no change in the score, it's a draw.
It ends in a tie then.
Whoa.
And
See, that's what I was talking about.
Yep.
Get the ball up in the air, go for the bounce with a hard surface that can really play to your advantage. Ooh, jeez.
Now, with a few exceptions, though, all right, this is here's an
offside.
opportunity.
No, offside.
And they're going to whistle it down. But with few exceptions, the Centaurs look to me like they have a team speed advantage in this contest. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree with that.
In general.
Yeah, they're doing a much better job of the short pass, getting it to somebody that's in motion.
And getting to the loose balls. I mean, the balls that are not intended passes that are out there for anybody to get, they seem to get.
Yeah, when they're going for the ball, they do have a better success ratio.
That's not to say the Aggies haven't had opportunities, though.
Oh, they've had some good opportunities and have not been able to cash in on those either.
Played ahead by the Centaurs. There's a chance the ball bounds towards that far side touch line. And it'll be a throw in for the Aggies. And again, the wind playing a huge factor there. Put into play by the Aggies, overstepping it, and Garcia comes up with it now. This is Garcia. Back out near midfield is Pena, and out over the touchline, throw in for Brooklyn Center. Still 20 minutes of regulation to go. Neither team has a victory in the Tri-Metro this season.
And if history is a lesson to us, Wally, last year these two teams tied 1-1 in overtime.
Well, anything's possible.
Anything's possible. All it takes is one good break, and there's going to be there will be a score. We're halfway through the second half.
Well, BC is 0-12 this year. They have lost all 12 contests. 0-9 in the conference. St. Agnes does have 2 non-conference victories.
Right.
And actually, Brooklyn Center is outscoring St. Agnes on average. They're scoring 1.4 goals per game. St. Agnes is actually less than a goal a game. Just less, 0.9.
Here's our shot, not much on it.
An easy scoop up there by the goalkeeper, Matt Twarski. And out over the touchline, throw in for BC. And even the ball boy struggling. He throws it in and the wind blows it 10 feet to the left. Of course, he's throwing it right into the wind. There's Rupp, and out over the touchline it went. Throw in for the Aggies. The header out of bounds by Sanchez. Aggies will do it again. Played ahead now by Michael Vang. Here come the Centaurs. That's Sanchez. And whacked out of bounds. Throw in for Brooklyn Center. Vang.
Yeah, we don't chart throw-ins, but there's been a bunch of them in this game.
152 by my count. And that's just BC's. Well, there's just no controlling the ball. between the fast surface and the hurricane-like winds.
Well, remember also you have a narrow field.
And it's a football field, you're right. It's not a regulation football size dimensions.
Garcia again.
Well, there's.
And Torres came up to bother him. He comes to the Centaurs trying to get to the outside.
Rupp a little bit too far as he tried to connect on the near side with Pena. Throw in for Foley. He tugs on those red stockings. They're more for warmth tonight than anything. That one is knocked all the way out to midfield. Chased down there by Ben Seifert.
Nice takeaway. Be a throw-in for, no, it's a foul.
It is, so it's a throw-in for the Aggies. Aggies have not done much here in the second half. It had been kind of quiet.
Well, they have been able to maintain ball control, and Garcia does that, as he is now.
Well, here comes Garcia. Garcia with movement, but 5 Centaurs in front of him. He's got to get rid of the ball.
Right.
Now he leaves it. He left it there nicely for Cummings. Cummings put it up, and Ehlers scoops it up. Now, that was about their deepest penetration we've seen in a long time.
It really has been.
Cummings sends it back into that wave of Centaur defenders and out over the touchline.
Yeah,
so,
that was a mistake.
So, Aggies will put it in play. This is Cummings. Throws it right in the middle, trying to hook up with Foley. Picked up by the Aggies. Good job defensively by the Centaurs. And out they come with it. Garcia chases it down. Still pushed ahead now by Rupp. This is still Rupp, and he is out of the touch line. A midfield collision. They're going to call the foul on Vang. Free kick for the guys in red.
This just sends that one deep.
Well, like you say, put it up there and see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Here's Garcia again with that fancy footwork.
Well, trying to finesse the ball into the center hasn't worked the entire match.
No. It's
just
too slow.
Right.
It's just not. The game is so fast, and that's just not happening. Well, here they come one more time.
They got a 4-on-4.
Garcia this time pushes the pencil, and then it's right into a defender. This is Garcia.
Well, he does have some good moves, though, doesn't he?
He sure does. Just tends to hang on to the ball a little bit too long. Nice pass, gets it across. And part of it, too, is that he is not a physical presence, and he gets pushed off the ball once the defenders come in. They just push him right off the ball.
Well, yeah, they're double teaming him and then poking the ball out.
Here comes Rupp, and he loses it. Throw in for the Aggies. So the Aggies have kind of changed the momentum here a little bit in the last few minutes, but still nothing to show for it. And that freight train we were talking about a little earlier is rolling under the stands again. It's known as about a 50-mile-an-hour breeze.
Yeah, we just checked the current temperature is 43.
What are the winds? I know they're not 50, but they
40.
are strong. They're in that 40 range.
Yep.
Nice part about this, when you drive home, your gas mileage will be better if you're going with the wind.
Yes. There's an opportunity for the Aggies.
That's Foley, and it's off one of the Centaurs out over the touch line. It should be a throw in for the Aggies. I believe it will be.
Yep, we got substitutions.
Well, the substitutions is the delay. And you see the clock winding down. 13 minutes left here in regulation play. Still no score. See if the Aggies can come up with something here. And the header out.
Yeah, I think he tried to flick it towards the center and didn't quite get the contact that he needed. Goal kick for Centaurs.
Shinike. Now towards midfield. Played ahead now by Hernandez, and it's out of the touch line. Throw in for the Aggies would be my guess, and it is.
Oh, a miscue as it turns the ball over. And the Centaurs quickly pounce on it.
Centaurs still in control. This is Hernandez. Sends it in the middle for Rupp. Back to Hernandez. Ball loose. A congregation of red shirts gets there before Hernandez can regain control. Pedro Ferrer was there as well. Throw in for Vang. Rupp with the header. Centaurs keep it in play. Rupp has it now. And here's your guy Garcia again.
Nice forward pass.
That time he did not dilly-dally, just moved it ahead quickly. And a foul, and it'll give it back to the Aggies. Centaurs trying to move ahead here. This is Hernandez. And that's out off of Hernandez. It'll be a throw in.
Oh, it's going to be.
Oh, they are going to give it to.
That's the right call. A little heel kick to himself.
Not bad play by Peter Collins. Here comes Collins. Centers it for Rupp. Back over to Collins. I don't think that was intended for that, but that's where it ended up. And it's booted out under the foot of Garcia. Here's another opportunity for Collins. It's Hernandez.
He's going to try and get it off the defender, and he does it for him. It's going to be a corner kick for Centaurs. They're a third of the second half, and none in the first half, surprisingly.
So here we go. Wind at their backs, corner kick, no score. Under 10 minutes to go. Golden opportunity here for the Centaurs.
Yeah, last time they had a nice deep shot. Here it is again. There's a header.
And the header goes out.
Off target.
Now they've had two pretty good opportunities now. Three actually, but two from this side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's their best position here is on this side of the corner kick. Got the ball well placed. Couldn't quite cash in the goal kick after the substitutions.
Clavel comes out of the contest, as does Eduardo Torres. Booted out towards midfield and out over the touch line. Throw in for the Centaurs. And again out. And another throw in for the Centaurs as they slowly move it upfield. Potvin to throw in. Here come the Centaurs with the ball right out in front, and it is broken up. Vang. A little whirling dervish somersault picked up by the Aggies.
By the way, that was Berkey, number 16 for the St. Agnes. Had that nice takeaway as the Centaurs were on the march. Brooklyn Center again, putting lots of pressure on that St. Agnes defense.
Coming back out with it now is Ferrer. Taken away by Garcia.
Looking for some help, and he's going to do it himself.
As we have seen all day long. Garcia loves to ball handle.
Well, he's good at it.
He's very good.
Back over to Garcia now, trying to find something in the middle.
Garcia sends it across that far side to Montoya. Montoya trying to beat the wind, and he's not going to be able to do it.
No. Fell over the foot.
Yeah, tangled up there.
But the Aggies draw the foul on that one.
Will somebody score? 7:20 to go and counting. So far, no.
Like we've been saying, it's been, the last 10 yards have been really tough.
The so-called red zone. And
here we go. Here we go.
The ball is loose in the crease and out over the goal line.
And they end up with a goal kick.
And they get a goal kick out of it.
Wow.
Boy, the Aggies.
When you're living right, you're living right.
No, apparently so.
Wow. They dodged a big bullet that time. Keeper was out of position and all kinds of panic in front of it.
Here comes Garcia again, and it is tipped away. So the Aggies putting on some good pressure. Good sliding kick there, but...
Yeah, that's a... There's that last little barrage down there. As the keeper's out now, he's on the ground. The ball's laying loose, and then there's a scramble for it, and that ends up being a goal kick. Back
ball
to live
right
action.
out in front. Oh, and Hernandez was right on the doorstep there, and the ball ricochets out of play.
Do we have a foul? It's that last Brooklyn Center attempt. Has the ball, same thing, loose in front of the goal area, but they managed to clear it away. And it's a throw-in for St. Agnes.
Well, the offensive struggles that these teams have had all year have reared their ugly heads today, and of course it's not been helped by the wind, which has just been fierce, a fierce crosswind from the get-go. Here comes Cummings. Cummings gets tangled up.
Fonseca doing a great job on defense.
Sure was.
Or cause that turnover is a nice.
Here comes
nice
a ruck.
passing. Boy, they got some good passing.
They sure do. It's just when they get those last 10 yards that things go awry. And that one is out over the touch line. Throw in for BC.
And again, there should be an advantage for Brooklyn Center because they got the wind of their back.
See, there are a few fans huddled up, kind of.
Quite a few more than at the beginning of the game.
Yes, actually. Several folks have managed to weather the storm, so to speak. Tossed in there by Vang.
That was a nice throw-in. But two of your red shirts.
Yeah, Cummings with a nice header to get it out of there. This is Garcia. Garcia is tripped up and whacks his hands on the grass, thinking he should have got another call.
Yeah, he's not happy. He's a competitor.
Throw in there by Vang again. Cummings loses it. Vang picks it up. Vang with the cross. And play whistle down again.
He's going to have a chat and maybe a yellow.
Huh.
Yep. So, Jesus Hernandez is going to go sit on the bench for a little bit as he draws the yellow card.
Sergio Pena will take his place. Aggies free kick.
And let's see. Yeah, our clock is running. The actual game clock is 3:36, and it's holding until the referee starts it, so we'll have to reset. Here we start, and it's 3:32 and counting.
So bear that in mind. About a 30-second difference between our clock and the actual game clock at this point.
I think we'll
get caught up with that.
Right, our ace crew will rectify that. Foul call. No, it's a throw in again for Brooklyn Center. Collins gets it over to Rupp.
Here's Rupp. Rupp with an opportunity. Rupp centers. Lifted towards the net and finally fallen on there by the goaltender Twarowski.
This is a great effort. Nice pass here. Trying to get to Collins, and Twarowski picks up the ball. It'll be another opportunity here for St. Agnes, trying to get down the field. They throw it back in again to Garcia.
Garcia centering pass, and out comes Ehlers and makes the save.
That time Cisse number 8 was shielding Cummings. That's what stopped that pass.
And you're seeing both teams trying to make that one play right now as we go end to end.
Yeah, it is now full speed ahead.
Trying to get that, because if you score now, it's
going to be a winner.
It's probably going to be the game winner. We've played a lot of soccer. We played 78 minutes of soccer with no scoring. I would guess if you score now, that's going to do it. Here come the Centaurs as they try to get that game-winning tally.
Well, see, again, the hard surface makes it really
up in the air. Ehlers is on the ground. The ball is loose.
And now he pounces on it. I mean, he pounced on that
He
one.
is not going to let the game end like that. That's for sure. Nice job by Micah Ehlers there.
Watch this. Here's the ball. He's trying to get it too far. Now watch his pounce. Boom.
He just dives on it. It's like a fumble drill in football. Dive on the football.
And of course, he's the only one who's allowed to touch it, so, I mean, with his hands. We have a foul called against St. Agnes. Brooklyn Center now with just over a minute to go.
Probably one good rush for both teams left here.
It sends it way down to Collins. Collins with an opening. Oh, they can't get it to him. He was standing there open.
Rupp could not reach across far enough. Aggies coming the other way. We are inside of a minute. A goal here would secure it.
Back on Brooklyn Center again. Boy, I'm very impressed with the way they pass the ball. They just cannot finish.
A frantic pace here in the final seconds of the second half.
Yeah, it's like panic time.
Yeah, it sure is. Aggies will throw in. This is probably the last opportunity of the contest here as we get inside of 30 seconds. Out again, another throw in for the Aggies. They throw it right into the defense. And that one goes way wide, and so Brooklyn Center will throw in as time will elapse. And they won't even throw it in. There's no point in that with the ball at your own end. And so we will play overtime. So we'll take a 3-minute break. The players actually will. We will be back with overtime here from Brooklyn Center High School. It's 2 5-minute periods coming up. Stay with us.
I remember the moment.
I'll never forget that moment.
That changed my life.
At that moment, it hit me. This is why I joined the Guard. We're soldiers, always ready to protect our country. But we've also got communities. Family, friends, neighbors who count on us. I couldn't believe it. I just saved a life. Somebody from my hometown.
See what it means to be a citizen soldier at NationalGuard.com.
What are you doing, dear?
My finances. Every week I divide my allowance. Some to spend, some to charity. But the first thing I do is set aside 10% to save for my future.
That's awfully grown up. Did you learn that in school?
No, Dad taught me. He said if you want something tomorrow, you have to save today. Dad's saving for retirement. I'm saving for a new bike.
Choose to save. To learn how to get started, get your free Power to Choose brochure.
He's a smart man, your father.
Well, the winds are still a-blowing here at Brooklyn Center, and the game is still a-going. It's 0-0. We are headed into overtime. You like that?
Oh, I can't believe you did that.
It took me all day to think of that.
Did you sit up all night planning that one? Okay, here we go. 2 5-minute overtime periods. There is no golden goal or sudden death. They'll play 2 5s, and then they switch, play a second 5. No break in between, just switch goalies, literally.
And then that's all right. So Brooklyn Center, whoever won the toss, has chosen to go this direction, the same direction they went in the first half. You think that there might be an advantage? I don't see one. You tell me, what's the advantage? Because the wind is just blowing straight across, it seems.
Well, they seem to be playing better when they went that direction.
Okay, more downhill maybe.
More downhill.
Just thought I'd ask.
I don't know what their thinking was. I thought there would be an advantage for the wind, but then.
But then I stomped that out and made you feel bad,
yes,
right?
Yes, you did. Because it is blowing from, well, no.
This is Garcia. Garcia nice feed. Garcia did a nice job there getting it to Cardinal. And a shot and a goal!
Score!
How about them apples? Well, just 45 seconds, or actually 41 seconds into the overtime period. And the finishing touch put on there by Johnny Mueller. And it is a 1-0 game. Watch it again.
Garcia with a great pass. Mueller takes a shot from the outside. This is a right idea. Take a shot, make the keeper work. And he finally gets on the scoreboard. Oh.
And
he also got too much celebration to give him a yellow card.
You know what? I think he'll take it.
Well, Garcia's been on the referee's case all match.
Oh, Garcia got the yellow card. I thought Mueller got it.
No, it's Garcia got the yellow.
Well, Garcia got the goal, or Mueller got the goal. Garcia got the he got the punishment. Somebody had to get it, I guess. You're probably right. Garcia, for all the complaining he's done of the officiating.
Yeah, he said, okay, that's enough.
I figured, you know what, we're gonna get you for something.
Well, then we'll have it. We'll do it during the crucial part of the game.
And we can't hear anything. We're just looking at the hand gestures and the body language after pounding of the grass after he doesn't get a call and so on and so forth.
And you can do that to a point,
sure,
as long as you don't say anything derogatory to the referee, like discuss his ancestry, and then that'll get you in trouble.
Yeah, you start mentioning family members and you're in trouble.
Yeah, they will. That happens a lot in the pros. There's a foul call.
Now remember, we play a straight 5 here and then switch ends.
Yep.
So that 1 goal in overtime, it may not stand. We may. Heck, we played 80 minutes of soccer and had no score. We played 41 seconds of overtime and we got one. Go figure. How does that work? And you wanted them to go the other way.
Well, I want them to go the other way because it's downhill.
Oh dear.
Now watch them tie it up. Then what are you gonna do?
There's no double overtime, is there?
No.
Okay. Just thought I'd ask. No, it is what it is after 10 minutes. And right now it's a 1-0 St. Agnes lead. They have 2 victories on the season, both non-conference. Neither team has won a conference game all year. They're both 0-9, this being the final regular season game of the season.
And Garcia comes back on the field after being in the doghouse for a couple minutes. Brooklyn Center now trying to get back into their scoring.
Now do the Aggies go into a little bit of a defensive shell here?
That's the worst thing you can do.
I know, but you've seen it before.
Oh, yeah, many times. Yeah, we're up 1 goal. We're going to play defense, and before you know it, it's tied.
Yeah. Hernandez on that far side loses it, but he'll get a throw in. It was last touched by one of the Aggies. How does that work? 80 minutes of soccer and 41 seconds into overtime they score.
It's fate.
It's unbelievable.
And the ball rolling and rolling and rolling. If they catch up to it, but it's going to be a throw-in for St. Agnes.
Oh, so St. Agnes already with the advantage of the 1-0 lead. Now with the throw-in. More than happy to take their time getting set up here as the clock continues to wind. And it's one of the distinct disadvantages of the breeze. You don't have a ball boy at this end. Here's that throw in, throwing it right towards the net. Boy, Cummings tried to go up and get that thing with the header. It didn't happen. Micah Ehlers punts it out of there. Centaurs 0-12 on the season. Thought that they might be able to break through today. Still have a chance, but time is running out.
Here's Collins.
Peter Collins, he's had some opportunities. Collins gets past the defender. Collins still has it. This is Collins, nice centering pass.
Missed it.
But it goes too far, boy. You know what? He almost should have just shot that thing, Coach.
Hernandez was right there and couldn't get a foot on it.
No, I think you watch it again.
Here
you tell me.
Collins.
He's already beaten one man. Right
there. And then another one. Now he's centers.
Yeah.
And right past Hernandez.
I would have liked to have seen him shoot it if I'm Coach Kelly.
Well, I think he saw Hernandez there. He figured he had a better shot than he would have had from this side, but who knows what they were thinking.
Well, it's just so hard. I just think at this point it's just so hard because of the wind and the conditions of the field and everything to connect.
Yeah,
I mean,
it is. You can just take your shot and hope. There's a foul called against.
Well, let's face it. That's how the goal scored for St. Agnes.
Right.
It's the so-called one-timer. You get a bounce and then you get a shot.
And the first half of the overtime is over.
So we've got 5 minutes to go. You see Garcia. Well,
yeah, essentially you switch goalkeepers.
Okay. It looked like they were playing that ball live for a moment there. I was going to say, this is we got a kickoff here, don't we? Yes.
Yes.
So they switch in. The goalies switch ends.
And now they're going downhill.
And now St. Agnes will be going downhill. But they have the 1-0 lead. You're looking at Micah Ehlers, who has been the netminder since halftime. That's Sanchez spinning and looking for someone to connect with. Here comes Collins.
Boy, he's been down there a lot. You know, he made some really good outside moves. Intercepted by Vang, takes a shot, bounces it off the defender.
Vang again, Collins in there battling. Garcia comes out with it. Garcia sends it ahead on that far side, finds it to Montoya. Back out to Garcia. Garcia goes down hard. Well, they should get the ball to Garcia. He could probably do about 8 little spin moves and kill about 3 of those 5 minutes that are left in the contest.
Probably could. You know, I always say that the best defense is a good offense.
And vice versa. Some smiles on that St. Agnes sideline. They have a 1-0 lead and victory in sight with just 3:51 to go and counting. If you're just tuning in, we played 80 minutes of regulation soccer with no score, and 41 seconds into overtime, Johnny Mueller finds the back of the net for St. Agnes. But this is not a sudden death. We play 10 minutes total, and we are now down to the final 3.5.
Right. St. Agnes doing exactly what we said, controlling the ball.
They have not gone into that defensive shell, but they have not taken any unruly chances either when they have the ball. They're just moving it around and connecting on some passes. This is where BC needs to take a few chances, though. They got to get the ball first.
Well, they've been pretty successful the whole match with the takeaways, but right now St. Agnes seems to have a little bit more momentum going for them.
I agree. It all changed with that shot by Mueller. Sent ahead there by Cisse, scooped up by the netminder Matt Twarski. Twarski sends it ahead. Right back it comes now. That's Hernandez. On the far side, Hernandez for the Centaurs.
This got Collins and Rupp in the middle.
He sends it right to the middle. Both Collins and Rupp go for the ball. There's a shot towards the net. A jump. Oh, and he just tipped out of play. Wow. So the Centaurs not ready to fold up the tent quite yet.
No, they got a corner kick now from the far side.
So this one is into the wind. Nicely placed. A little bit too far, actually. Probably overcompensated for that wind. Nice job by Garcia to intercept there. And sent too far. Mistake there by Shinoiki. Watch it again. Oh, boy, just tipped out of play by the netminder, Matt Twarowski.
It's probably one of the best shots they had in the match.
It sure was. That's Rupp with the header. And Cummings loses it, but it's last touched by Rupp. Down to $1:25 to go here.
No, it should be, he signaled it's going to be Brooklyn Center. Yeah. No, you're right. It's
throw in for the Aggies.
It's for the Aggies now. Okay. They changed it.
And again, an improper throw in. So the Centaurs with what perhaps might be their final chance. This is Vang.
Under a minute to go. They got to get something going here.
Collins towards the net. That's Hernandez fighting for it, and it goes out over the touchline. BC and their ball boys quickly trying to get it back in play. His time is now of the essence. Final 40 seconds of the contest. Fonseca throws it in.
No, he threw it down at the foot of Hernandez.
And that might be the final nail. 30 seconds to go. St. Agnes will throw in, and they can just take their time here now. They throw it into the middle of the field. Play back out near midfield. 13 seconds. And time is going to run out on the Centaurs. Just 5 seconds. Last throw in. And it is out. And the victory in the Tri-Metro Conference belongs to St. Agnes. And you don't see many celebrations like this after a regular season win. But if you've gone all season without one in the conference, this is what you do.
Yeah, that's when it's big. They fought hard. They got that good break in the overtime and managed to hang on.
Well, all in all, a pretty interesting contest. But the Aggies come out on top. We hope you enjoyed our coverage here on Channel 12. Again, the final score, St. Agnes in overtime with an overtime game winner off the foot of Johnny Mueller, just 41 seconds into OT. Here's another look at it. They win over Brooklyn Center by a score of 1-0. For Sig Ligry, I'm Wally Langfellow. Have a good night, everybody.